Good morning. This is Mr. Precella, and today we're going to be discussing place value systems. In particular, the numeration system we use, the Hindu-Arabic numeration system, and our number system has place value, unlike those systems we saw the other day, the Egyptian and the Chinese numeration system. What do I mean by place value? Well, if we have some large number, let's say 6,452,307. So we have that number, 6,452,307. This first place right here, these are the ones digits. Ones, tens, hundred, thousands. This 5 is in the 10,000s position. The 4 is in the 100,000s position. And then the 6 is in the millions position. You'll notice how cumbersome it is writing all of those zeros. So what we can do is write these as powers of 10. Like, here's a rule from algebra that you saw somewhere along the way. You may have forgotten, but any number to the 0 power is defined to be 1. So the 1's position we could write as 10 to the 0, and then 10 to the first. 100 would be 10 squared. 1,000, 10 cubed. 100,000 is 10,000 is 10 to the 4th. Notice how we're just counting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The next place would be the 10 to the 5th. That would be the 100,000. Notice there's as many zeros as the exponent. And 1 million could be written as 10 to the 6th. We're going to be writing these numbers out in expanded form and looking at the place value. Hopefully you've had a chance to read the book and to watch the Pearson video. I think it was Rebecca doing the Pearson video before you actually get started doing these homework problems. And so, like on this number 1, what does 2 represent in the following numeral? Well, let's see. There's 3 1s, 8 10s, so that's 80. And this, where the 2 is, that's the hundreds position. So 1s, 10s, hundreds. The 2 represents 200. Okay. Now here's another one dealing with place value. What digit does the 4 mean in the number? Well, what they want you to do is write the digit followed by the place value name. Like this one here, it's 4. And what place value is it? 1s, 10s, hundreds, thousands. So you're going to type in the number 4 and then type out the word thousands. That 4 means 4,000s. That 2, for instance, would be 200. 6, that 6 there is 60, 6 10s, and 7 1s. Now, problem number 3, we're actually going to start expanding, writing the numbers in expanded notation. Now, remember what I said about the 1's position being 10 to the 0, 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4. So to get started, writing this in expanded notation, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is, let me use a different color. blue. 3 times 10 to the 4th. That's 30,000. 3 10,000s. Plus 4 times 10 to the 3rd. Notice I'm just going to start decreasing the exponent. I counted 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 10 squared plus 7 times 10 to the 1st plus 9 times 10 to the, running out of there. 9 times 10 to the 0. So which one is that? Is it A? Yeah, it is A, isn't it? And unfortunately, the next one, you're going to have to type it in yourself. They'll have a little button that you mash for the times, and then they have another little button that lets you punch in the exponents. So we're going to write this out in expanded form, starting off with 7 million. Well, exponent. Here, I'll put this exponent 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to start with a 6. That's going to be 10 to the 6th. So here's what you're going to have to type in. 7, let me move this up. 7 times 10 to the 6th. There will be a key for the times and a key that lets you punch in the exponent. Plus 8 times 10 to the 5th. Plus 1 times 10, let's see, 6, 5, 4. Plus 2 times 10 to the 3rd. Plus 4 times 10 squared. Plus 9 times 10 to the 1st. Plus 3 times 10 to the 0. Is all of that showing there? So it might take a little while to type it in, but there'll be a little X there on the math palettes for you to click on. Also, when you're typing this stuff in, when typing in something really big like this on My Math Lab, don't put a space key. It might look like I'm putting spaces and stuff, but don't put it in when you're typing in. In general, when working with My Math Lab, you don't need to hit your space key. Okay? See, it's the next one. Oh, well, here we're going the other way around. Write this number in the Hindu-Arabic number system. So let's see. The biggest exponent is 3. So we're going to need a space with the exponent 3, 2, 1, 0. So this is 4 digits. 6 times 10 to the 3rd. 6,000. 736. So you just type in 6736 there. Oops, there. Here's another one for us to type in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So 4, 9, 0, 0, 7, 2. So that's 490,072. Okay. Now number 7, you write them out in expanded form. Let's see, you're going to write each of these in expanded form and then just add them together. If you watch the video or look through the book, and if you haven't, then maybe click View an Example, and you'll see I'm expanding all of these and then using those expanded forms to add them together, and it's very interesting. You might just want to add these together, and because you just, for that one, you just write out the answer. But now this one, in expanded form, 0, 1, 2, 3. So right here I'll say 2 times 10 to the 3rd plus 8 times 10 squared plus 1 times 10 to the first plus 6 times 10 to the 0. Now do the same thing here. Let's see. It'd be 4 times 10 to the third plus 7 times 10 squared plus another 7 times 10 to the first plus 4 times 10 to the 0. Well, if you added these, and again, you can look and view an example, you'll notice things, if you just added it through, like you'd get 10 times 10 to the 0, well then you could go ahead and count that as an extra 10 and carry it over here, 7, 8, 9. And if you want to go through and watch that, if you saw how Rebecca did that in the video, great. Otherwise, okay, there. I don't want to do a torture. Just add the two numbers together and put it there. Notice you're getting a 90 because you're getting a 10 here. So you have 7, 8, and that other 10 here, 90. This is 1500ths. So you have a 5 and carry 1, 6, 7. Some more. Write out the expanded form, then add them together. Let's see. 3 times 10 to the third plus another 3 times 10 squared plus 7 times 10 to the first plus 2 times 10 to the 0. So this is, you might think at one point, this is a pretty short assignment. Yeah, but you're going to have to type that stuff in. Now let's do this one here. It'd be 2 times 10, is it to the third? 0, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Plus 8 times 10 squared plus 6 times 10 to the first plus 2 times 10 to the 0. Here, when you add these, or when you're typing this in, don't hit the space key. Okay. And what are we going to get when we add those together? You'd have a 4 and a 13 tens. Well, that would be 10 of those tens would make 100, so it would go over here. So what would we get? Let's see. I do 6,234 when I add those together. And one more. Let's see. Write it out. Again, it's take a while to type this in. 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's 6 times 10 to the third plus 3 times 10 squared plus 2 times 10 to the first plus 2 times 10 to the 0. Ooh, so can y'all see that? Now let's do this one in place value. 2 times 10 to the third plus 1 times 10 squared plus 7 times 10 to the first plus 1 times 10 to the 0. Now let's subtract those. Let's see. 4151. You have to borrow 12. 4,151 for that one. Again, these things might take a while to type them in. This is a really nice number system. Okay, with this idea of place value. You might recall with the Chinese, they didn't have place value, so they didn't, you need the digit 0, okay? If they wanted to write 300, they just wrote the symbol for 3 and then they wrote the symbol for 100. They have all these zeros. Okay, number 10. Writing this out, it's 5 times 10 to the third plus 3 times 10 squared plus 2 times 10 to the first plus 6 times 10 to the 0. Again, when you're typing these in, don't hit spaces. There's a symbol in the math palette for the times, and there's also a symbol to let you punch in those exponents. And now for the next one, let's see. 3862, how would we write that in expanded form? 3 times 10 to the third plus 8 times 10 squared plus 6 times 10 to the first plus 2 times 10 to the 0. And when we subtract that, let's see, 1464? Is that what y'all are getting? Okay. So you may recall this place value in a previous math class. So there's our Hindu-Arabic number system and the way we have the place value. Whereas with the Chinese system, that traditional Chinese, remember you write the symbol for 5, then write a symbol for 1,000. You're just specifying the value of each digit. Here, the value of each digit is determined based on where it's located. Like this 3 is a 300. This 3 right here is a 3,000 based on where it's located. That's different. Not all number systems are like that. Okay? Particularly the Egyptian and the Chinese traditional one that we looked at the other day in the previous assignment were not place value. So this place value system is actually a really nice system here. Hindu-Arabic number system. So hopefully, if you haven't had a chance to look at the book and watch the other video, you might want to do that. But that's it. Pretty short when writing it out. When you're typing it out, that's another thing. It's going to take a little bit of time to type this stuff out. So work on it, and I'll be discussing something new the next time. So thank you for watching and listening. Bye-bye.